evening, everyone. This is Kama with the online talk show Pursuing Your Passion. And today I have two guests. My guests are Wright, which is Shani, which you'll hear me say that more than anything because that's what I'm used to. And her business partner, Kim Price. I want to welcome you guys to the show Pursuing Your Passion. Thank you for being on.
Thank you.
All right, ladies. I have you on the show because you have an upcoming event that we want to talk about. So I'm going to give you a chance to let everybody know about your event.
Well, we'll be hosting a praise dance and mime explosion. This will be on next Friday, May 30th. This will be located at the D&D Dance Center in Riverside at 7 p.m. Basically, we're gathering all of our youth and showing them, everybody, our gifts. The Lord has blessed us with gifts, and you know, we're glad that, you know, we're dancing for the Lord and on fire for the Lord, and we're just trying to motivate, you know, everyone else, you know, show them what it's really about, the right way.
Exactly.
So what made you guys come up with this idea? I know you guys did something last year, and now you're doing it for another year. What made you decide to continue on with this?
Well, I am very passionate when it comes to dancing. I praise dance, I mime. I've been dancing for over 10 years now, and I pretty much show off a lot of talent, but I really enjoy dance. You know, it's different, you know. At first it wasn't accepted for a lot of people, especially churches, but now they're actually catching on to it, and they're seeing the movement, and we go on with it. And we go on with it.
Yeah, I know you and I have had several talks about praise dancing. There's a lot of people that don't understand it. You had a situation not too long ago where you called a group, and I want you to explain what happened when you called the group and what made them change their mind to be a part of this event.
Well, I did call a group and inviting them to participate in this movement, and the response from them was, we don't compete, and all that we do for Lord, and etc. And I just simply explained it that I've been on fire for the Lord since I was young, and dance is a part of our gifts. It's a part of witnessing, you know, and reaching out. It's our way to get to our young people, basically, and our older people as well. And she was kind of iffy about it, but I explained to her that it is for a great cause. It's for one, we're attracting our young people. This is a way to get to our young people. They actually come out. They like stuff like this, so this will actually bring them in. This is our way of bringing them in. It benefits Lupus Foundation. So it's a lot of reasons why we're doing it. And then it simply switched to, you know, I understand, you know, we want to come aboard, we want to participate and be a part of it. I'm glad it worked out, though, at the end of the day.
Well, you know, I'm very proud of you, Shani. We have a history. I've known Shani since she was, I don't know, 13, 14 years old, and she's definitely come a long way, and the Lord's been blessing her in her ministry. So before we go on, I just want people to know you can support this cause, and we'll get more into it at the end. We do have a few viewers, so for you that are watching the show, please feel free to ask any questions, and we'll be able to answer them if you have any questions. But let's talk about the cause. You talked about lupus. What made you choose that cause to donate to?
The reason why we chose lupus is because this time last year, I was diagnosed with lupus.
Wow.
Didn't know anything was going on, and all of a sudden, when we started planning this show, we always said we have to give back. We have to give back. Well, when we planned the show, we had several dates in mind, and we didn't realize until further into planning that the day that we chose is actually a 1-year anniversary that I was diagnosed with lupus.
Wow.
So not only is that show going to give back to the youth and to lupus, it's going to mean a lot to me because it's been 1 year, you know, that I was in there for a month in the hospital, you know, being diagnosed. Lupus is something that a lot of people don't know about. I had never heard of lupus until I was diagnosed with it. And so we believe that now that we're on just being advocates for lupus. We want to let people know that, that there is a disease out there. It is a chronic illness. Everything will look great. You look good on the outside, but you're fighting a wolf on the inside, and you just never know. So we believe that it's in us to tell everybody else about it. And that's why we want to do this.
Wow. And we're also doing a 5-mile walk in September. Actually, 5-mile run in September. We're registered under Team Priceless Treasure, so we'll be running for lupus as well.
Exactly.
Wow, what I love is the fact that it's not just this one time. It's for a cause, and you guys are giving back, because a lot of times we don't give back, even if we're dealing with certain things. And I'm someone that went through domestic violence, and I'm working on some things so I can start giving back too, because we have to find cures. We have to find different things and different things to help us get through, even with just help groups and things like that. So I'm so glad that you guys are giving back. Can you tell us a little bit about lupus, and if you don't mind, and how you even found out that this came about?
Basically, it was my son's last year of high school, so we were in the planning for him to go to college for basketball, CIF championship, and I was one to always work out. So our day began at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and ended at midnight. Workout, basketball, school, all of that. And then I started getting real tired. Mm-hmm. And they kept saying, go in. I'm just tired. So I'll just take an aspirin and go to bed. Well, on that day, May 30th last year, we went to the emergency room, and my blood pressure was 220.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, no, the machine is broke. And she was like, no, it's not. So they took it again. And basically, that's, of course, everybody knows that is not good. That is straight heart failure. So after several hours of tests, my kidneys were only functioning at 1 to 5%.
Wow.
And I had congestive heart failure, and I had already, the fluid had already started filling up my lungs. Mm-hmm. So they immediately sedated me and took me in. And basically, they give you a kidney biopsy. They take you through numerous tests and blood work. And your kidneys, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being bad, mine were 6.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so now when I go to the doctor, I take about 35 pills a day. You cannot go into the sun. Lupus affects it's all different types of lupus, and it affects different parts of your body. Mine affects the joints and my skin. So I cannot go in the sun. So at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm out before then, I'm in until 5. So because the rays from the sun just drains your body, and it just shuts you down. So you have to be mindful of what you eat, what you do, and you just basically, a lot of people can have it and don't even know it because the symptoms, you're tired. That is number one. Mm-hmm. One person I met, it affects her hair follicles, so you can lose your hair. Wow. So in some of them, you can see they call it the wolf. And basically, they get patches under the eyes, and they look like a wolf because it's just a hairy rash. Mm. So it's different ways that it affects your body. But you have to know that regardless, you have to take care of yourself. One thing that I learned, because I was always on a health kick, because mm-hmm. I was extremely overweight, that one thing that did save my life, and my doctor told me, was because I had lost over 200 and something pounds, eating the right way. Because once you're diagnosed with whatever kind of illness it is, you have to know that you have to get on the health kick. Right. You have to be mindful of what you intake and be mindful of what you do. So now I exercise every day and I eat right. Not as much as I used to, but it takes time, because you have to build your strength back up, because it takes a lot out of you.
Right.
You look okay, but you really don't feel okay.
Wow. Now, is there a cure for this, or it's just something you have to maintain?
No, there is no cure. It is a chronic disease. You just have to keep the faith and believe that God heals all.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Because even though I've gone in, you're on steroids, but I've noticed that I've only been on it a year. Mm-hmm. Most people are on the highest dosage of steroids for a long time. They've already decreased mine. They've already taken me off a couple of meds. So that's why I know it's nothing but God. Nothing but God.
Well, he's a healer, so even when the doctors say what can't be done, there's always a first for everything, and I know God can see you through it all. So
Exactly.
we'll keep you in prayer. I love your energy that you're continuing to push on instead of pulling back, because sometimes people get certain things and they pull back and they withdraw. But you're saying, no, I'm going to go out there and do something for it. So I think this is a wonderful, wonderful cause, and we're going to definitely continue to promote it. How did you and Waishandra, how did the two of you guys meet and come together?
It's been what, a year, 2 years?
Yeah.
We came together actually on a show, working underneath someone, and
Wow.
she was already there, and then I came in, and that's actually how we met. Because she likes to do all the social media and get on the internet, and I like to do the face-to-face thing.
Yes.
So that's why I believe that we can work together so well, because she don't like to talk to people a lot. She like to, that social media thing and that internet, and I can't do all that.
Well, you know what? It sounds like a perfect fit, because it's always good when you can have that balance. And when you're working with somebody and you have a partner, you have somebody that can pick up the slack where you maybe, wherever you left off, somebody else can pick up. So it seems like, and from what I hear, you guys have a really good business relationship. Just listening to Shani from her talking about you, you guys have a really good relationship. What made you guys decide to start putting on more events other than the praise dancing, and now you guys are doing the walk? Is it because of the lupus, or it's just something that you guys are starting with more events?
We're definitely starting to branch out and try a lot of things. We have upcoming fashion shows and stuff that we're trying to get together right now, and you're right, we are a perfect fit. I can't agree with that.
We bump heads, but it builds character.
Yeah,
of course.
Yes, it does. It builds character, and that's what I tell people. I say, oh yeah, because Shani is the same age as one of my kids, so yeah, we bump heads.
Well, you know what? With any kind of relationship, business, friendship, either way, it's always going to be that. There's nothing that's perfect. So, but you know what? When you learn to communicate, it just comes together. That's the main thing. It just works itself out. And I know Shani is pushing hard. She does with everything. She puts everything into it, and that's what makes it so beautiful and fills the seats, because she puts her heart in it. And it's not only about her, it's about those that are around her, which is it's a really, really beautiful thing. So let's talk a little bit about just a little bit more on what you guys are doing with this praise dance extravaganza, the talent. You guys are pushing for the young people, and our young people right now are definitely some of them are on the down because of everything that's going on. Let's kind of talk about the youth and what you plan to do to draw them in and show them that there is other things that you can do other than out there dancing. Even in a club, you can be dancing for Christ. There's things that you can do. What are some things that you guys can tell our young people of why they need to be there, why they need to get involved, so that they can be focused on them and showcase what God has given them other than being in the streets?
Well, I have a heart for the youth. All that I do is basically to get the youth's attention, because I can say, been there, done that. I used to be wild. I used to be I used to deal with a lot of things, neglect, abuse, everything. So I know there's a lot going on in the world, and that the enemy will love to have them. So I'm doing all that I can, to show them that there's more than just being out in the club. There's more than just hanging out, drinking, doing drugs, and etc. and dancing for the enemy and stuff. There's more than that, Bring them in and show them there's going to be love in the atmosphere. You're going to find peace in the atmosphere. You're going to find fellowship. You're going to worship. I guarantee your hands will go up in this place. Last year it went down, and we are doing all that we can, to excel. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we are.
And Kim, you obviously have a passion for this as well. What is your take on bringing the young people and making sure that they are part of this?
Well, my take is because I do have 3 children of my own, even though they're all grown. But since I am a mother, and I can see that, and I have a 4-year-old grandson, and I took him to the show last year, and he just was in awe. And I've taken him to so many of Shawnee's performances that he comes home mimicking her. And so that just shows me, because the youth are so easy to, let's say, they're like SpongeBob's. They catch on to everything. So if we give them something positive, instead of, let's say, out there twerking and jerking, and our young men need to pull up their pants, if we're showing them positive things, and the positive things that we are showing them is something that you can live freely. You don't have to look over your shoulder constantly and things like that. That's more so what I'm seeing that's coming out of this. And I think it's a good thing, because we are on looking at the news every day, seeing our youth not only killing themselves, but they're killing their parents.
Yes.
And I believe that comes a lot from so much has been taken from us as being parents. Because back in the olden days where we used to do our kids, we can't do that anymore.
Right.
That's a no-no. So we have to give them something like this praise dance and mom explosion. And I mean, like, we're not just going to stop there. I mean, our fashion show, we want anything that we do, we want to make sure that we incorporate the youth to show them that they can still have fun doing the right thing, doing something that God wants them to do. That's the way we're looking at it.
Yes, we have to, because it's just scary. The world is scary, even just letting your children walk out the door. It's scary, because you just don't know what's out there, and all it takes is for them to have a bad day and somebody to come up to them and say, hey, look, you want to sell some weeds, you want to gang.
Exactly.
So much out there. Now, you guys are talking about a fashion show. What's going on with the fashion show, and when can we expect something like that? And what is the fashion show going to be geared towards? Like, I seen Shawnee with some African attire on, and then a nice gown on. So I see she doing her modeling thing. What is going to be your focus once you guys do the fashion show?
The fashion show, actually, we're looking towards our benefit again is going to be lupus, but not just lupus, it's going to also be lung cancer. So we're it's going to be called our purple and white fashion. And we're looking closer to the fall, and everything will be centered around purple and white because of lupus and cancer. And that's what we're gearing towards. Yeah. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be different. We can't put too much information out there. We always have to leave something for the imagination.
Give them a little teaser so we can.
So our thing is everything is going to be purple, pearl, white. That's all it's going to be. Models. We're going to have not just females. We want males, females, but it is going to be a blessed event. Guarantee you that.
Beautiful. I'm excited. I love what you guys are doing. And Shawnee is like, well, she's too old to be my child, but she's like one of my children. But she's like, I mean, we're like, 10 years apart or something like that. But I take a hold of her because I love her business sense. I love what she's doing, and see the progress of where you've been, Shawnee. I'm so proud of you. I just want to let you know, and I see that you have a lot you've been through and a lot you've fought through, and you're still continuing on, which is a beautiful thing. So whatever I can do to support you, that I am there and that I am pushing. I'm pushing the tickets, trying to get people to come out there as well. And I'm excited because I'll be interviewing at the event as well, to talk to people, talk to them backstage, and talk about, just get a feel from everybody of how they feel about the show, because I know this is something that was in demand. And let me ask you, Shawnee, how does that feel to know something that you were doing this with someone else, but people are calling you and you are in demand because of your beautiful spirit and what you put out? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. It's like motivation, just to hear people pushing me and motivating me, encouraging me there's some stuff that I've been going through lately, and it's like been on the down low, and I'm not trying to let that, mess up what we got going here. So it's like motivation. It just, for some reason, it builds me. It makes me want to go harder. So I love it. I love it. I love it.
And Kim, what is your background? Is this your first time dealing with something like this before? Or what is your background as far as event planning? Because that's what you guys are doing, is event planning. Have you had any previous experience, or you just found this was one of your purposes?
This is one of my purposes, but that is how I met with Shawnee, doing planning an event, and it was a great event. It was a big hit, and it was a bridal show. And after that, after that event, people were like, I know you guys worked up under somebody, but my gosh, if you guys were not there, this wouldn't have happened. So that is when I knew that's what I needed to do. Yes. Not just, I know I couldn't do something like weddings because there's a lot of bridezillas out there, but to do events like this is something different. Yes. And it's just what we can get out of just seeing the looks on people's faces, yes. And the joy in their heart. That's more than enough. That's all we need. Then we know that our job was done. Right. And we accomplished what we came to do. Yes. And, and like I told Shawnee, being around her, because she is, the age of one of my kids, but I have 3 nieces who have been through some serious violence. It goes from like rape, all of that kind of stuff. Wow. So looking at them, because see, Shawnee her ministry is music, dancing. Mine is just to listen. And I tell everybody, you have a gift. If it's just to listen or to speak, you don't have to have a degree to do that. And I tell everybody, but all you have to do is have an ear to listen and a discerning spirit. And that's what I do. And when I took on the need to listen to my nieces, they're teenagers now, but to look at them and what they've been through, that's why I came up with my name, Priceless Treasures, because of them. And it makes a difference. So, and they're youth. And I want to make sure that I can always give back to the youth, always.
Yes, yes. Yes, well, that's beautiful. Shawnee and she was in the play Philadelphia and Dear Diary that I direct, and I know she had decided to break off so that she can move forward into her endeavors. And whatever happened between that time and where she is now, it's just, I know it was nothing but God that told her to break off and say, hey, I need you to do this. As much as I would love for her to be here, well, she's always said, I'll come back if you need me, whatever you need. She's been there to dance for us, to open for us, to close, whatever we needed. She's always been there. So it's always good that the two of you guys are working together, because you have the someone that's younger, someone that's older, and then you guys can come together. Not older in that sense, so nothing, right. No, but where you guys can come together and bring the wisdom together, because we have to teach those under us. And I remember when they first called me Mama Kama, I was like, don't call me that, because that makes me feel old. But as time went on, I found that was the way to work with one another, and they were able to come to me, and I was able to put some wisdom into them. So for you guys to be able to work together, at like this with the different ages, because your experience and Shawnee is getting experience, and it's going to be a fight and you're going to bump heads, but as long as you guys stay together, I know God is going to continue to bless you guys with what you guys are doing. So I so appreciate you guys being on my show. I really, really enjoyed speaking to you guys, and I like I said, you have my support 100%. Before we close out, let's talk a little bit about what you guys are doing. Shawnee, you also praise, dance, and mime and do some different things. So let's talk about what you guys are doing, how they can contact you, and talk a little bit more about the show next week and what else we have to expect.
Well, I am a praise dancer as well as a gospel mime dancer. I've actually been, every time I have a show going on, I get so many calls, so many bookings. So right now I'm just in the process of, going here, plan A, plan B, driving everywhere, trying to, minister. I actually love it. It's actually a chance for me to witness as well as promote the event. So we have a lot of people that's coming out. We have a huge support system. We have a huge support system. The dancers that we have are dynamic. They are awesome, and I'm so glad that they, they're participating this year. You can find me on social media on Facebook at Essence of Grace Ministries. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Essence of Grace. We're out there, so my contact is 951-235-8315. So you can go ahead and give me a call.
All right.
Basically, I work from home, so this is basically what I do: the event planning and whatever else we have under our belt. I'm a full-time student as well. And like I said, all my kids are grown and gone, so I'm just loving the life right now. Okay, whatever God has to offer. So what Shani cannot do, she rolls over to me because I'm always on the laptop. I just don't get into the social media like she does. But everything is under Essence of Grace. We do also have our Instagram under praise_mime. And we have the Facebook on our event page at Praise, Dance, and Mime Explosion. And they can also go online to get tickets, which is under the Praise, Dance, and Mime Explosion Eventbrite.com.
Perfect. Now, before I let you guys go, are you doing anything other than just this event for you guys? Are you guys looking to do event planning for others that may call you and say, hey, I need you to help me with, whatever it is that they have going on?
We're actually looking into that. We have gotten several offers, but we're definitely looking into that. I mean, I pray that happens.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for being on. What I want to do, I was going to do it off the air, but what we're going to do, they are requesting that you take pictures with your L sign up, and so that so I'm going to take a picture while we're on here. Just give me a second. It's trying to go through. I think it's going to ask you if you can take pictures, and if it doesn't, then we're going to have to do it off air. But is it okay? There we go.
Okay.
We had you for a second and it jumped off. It's not working. Okay. So what I'm going to do me a favor, ladies, because when I put you up, there you go. I want you guys to put your L up so I can take a picture, okay? You guys put yours up. Am I doing it right?
Yes.
All right. Let me do it with this hand. Let me see. Where's my camera? Okay, we're going to take a picture. All right. Now, for those that are watching, you can take your pictures as well, and you can email them out. You can email them to me. I'll make sure I'll get them out, and you can email it to comma@commaspeaks.com. So thank you, ladies, so much for being on. And for those that are watching, I want to thank you so much for watching. And if you're interested in being a part of the show, you can contact me at commaspeaks.com/contact us. But check out my page. Some of my interviews are on their blog, on their sponsors, advertisers. And also, we are live on my radio show, which I didn't mention up front, but we are live as well on Comma Speaks Radio. So for those that are listening, thank you so much for tuning in. So you got us on YouTube, you got us on radio. You want to be a part of anything that I do, again, go to commaspeaks.com, and you can find me on all of social media under Comma Speaks. That's KAMA Speaks. So just hashtag me, and I'm sure I will pop up everywhere because I'm always on social media. So make sure you check out. The show is on next Friday, May 30th in Riverside. So for more information, make sure you go to Essence of Grace Ministries Facebook page, and I'll have all the information up. And for those that are trying to figure out what are they going to do with their life, you can always call me. I also do coaching where I can coach you and help you on going forward with whatever God has given you. So make sure you check out these two ladies and what they're doing, and also check me out. I'll be doing interviews as well. I'm really excited about this because I love to talk to people about events and what they're doing. And for those that are watching, keep pushing me, keep pushing Essence of Grace and Kim and what they're doing. And remember, always pursue your passion. Good night.